Awesome. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Sugar Confessions here on Power 1017. It is us, your Fantastic Four. Our fantastic fearless leader is still somewhere trekking the world out in Europe somewhere. So let's catch up with the rest of the team. Miss KD, how you doing today?
Hey, I am doing marvelous. It's a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday evening. And yeah, the Olympics been very exciting this year.
Oh man, the Olympics are crazy. Has anybody been catching up on those? Miss Tracy, have you been watching the Olympics?
Absolutely not.
No, why not? What happened?
I'm going to be completely honest. I am not happy with the way the Olympic Committee is handling things for uh, members of the African diaspora that are traveling there. So I refuse to give it any of my attention, and I'm not buying any of the products that support the Olympics either. So nanny boo boo.
Okay, let's come back to that in just a minute because I have more questions. Miss Jenny C, how you doing? Have you been watching the Olympics?
I'm in the same camp as Tracy. So, like, even though we are in the global majority part of the world, I fully support and I'm all for it. I am having a problem with the fact that they won't let people demonstrate their political views and they're fining people. And I'm like, boo boos, don't do that. Don't do that.
Wow.
So it makes me sad. Either way, though, we're away on vacation and I'm enjoying myself. That's why you have this fuzzy background back here.
Okay.
I apologize beforehand. Did you see a little kitty cat come through the screen because they liked it at school?
I did see a fuzzy cat go by not too long ago, and I thought that was funny. But no, I did not know all of this was happening because I don't have cable. So I've been catching like replays and like highlights of the Olympics. So I was like, oh man, there's so much happening. I did not know all of that was happening, clearly because I'm watching the highlights. But I thought one part I thought was really sweet and it was really heartbreaking. You all know, was her name Raven, the Hulk Sanders?
Yes.
So she won silver in her I think it was shot put, and then unfortunately her mother passed away right after it. So the homegoing service for them I think was on the 12th, is on the 12th. But yes, and I've been following her on TikTok and she has some of like the best wholesome content. Like she like is dancing in different parts of the arenas and she's getting people from other countries to dance with her. And it was like, oh, but I did not know all this craziness was happening. Somebody please tell me about the craziness that's happening with the Olympics. So what's going on with the diaspora?
So just one quick thing, the about Raven, did you guys see how she did that X sign above herself? She did an X above her head.
No,
Yeah.
I
And
didn't.
they were actually, she was under investigation and they suspended it when her mother passed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons why I'm just like, you guys just don't want us to be great. You don't want Black women, Black men. Y'all don't want us to be great at all. And I'm not supporting it. But my daughter, just like you, Jenny, your kids studied with in the Olympic Village. So did my kiddo. And it's sad to see that they're not even letting people be who they are, who they really are, who you really are, how you exist in this world. They won't, for me, swim caps. Like, I have, my fro is massive, really, really massive. And there are a lot of people with natural hair styles, and the Olympic Committee banned special swim caps for
I did see that.
members of the African diaspora that have natural hair, because the regular swim caps do not fit over our head. Where they fit over, like I think, who is he? Michael Phelps had that big old green bean head, and it fits right over his head. That's perfect for him. But that doesn't.
But he ain't got no hair.
Right? They're usually shaving their hair, right? Or it's super fine and they slick it back, whatever, and put it in a little bun. But they did not approve that Black people that are swimming can't wear this special cap that can actually contain our hair. And I don't like how they're still making the women wear buns. If you've ever played volleyball in high school, you know that the short shorts are called buns.
Oh, is that what those are?
Yeah, they're
I
they're
always called
smaller
them
than
the
buns.
bikini bottoms.
They're smaller than buns is what I'm gonna say, because at least buns come underneath your booty, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they're fining people for not wanting to show their body.
I
Like,
saw that because didn't like Pink like pay the fines for like Team Sweden or one of those Nordic
yeah,
countries?
I can't remember which team, but yeah, I think she did offer to do that. And just how they're handling the whole CBD thing at the Olympics, like it's okay for said white athletes to talk about how CBD has helped them recover from injury and anxiety and this and that. But a Black woman who lost her mother tried to relax her nerves and handle the anxiety and the depression and the grief that she was going through. And they decided to ban her. I think that's crazy. But they left a dude that has sexual abuse and rape allegations against him. They let him
Yes.
come.
I recently just heard about that. Can you tell us a little more about that, Tracy? Because that was wild. And I was like, what? Like, how are you going to do all this? And then we have this whole issue that it's not even really an issue. Like Simone Biles wanted to take a break and everybody is up in arms of that. But you're not up in arms about a guy who's like literally trying to sexually harass his teammates.
It wasn't his teammates. It was women. He was actually removed from his school. Like they removed him, like they expelled him from the school, right? They passed, I can't remember. Okay, so I'm not even gonna try to say this person's Aline Hadzik. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say the name. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Just spell it out for us. Spell it out for us if you can.
ALEN, and then last name is HADZIC. Yeah, C is his last name. So he, back in 2013, 2015, he sexually assaulted. I'm doing air quotes right now. Air quote. Sexually assaulted and attempted to rape or raped some women. And
wow,
he's not even allowed to stay in the Olympic. Like he was banned from the Olympics. Then they overturned it. Then they said he could go, but he can't stay in the Olympic Village, right? So then he wrote the Olympic board to appeal the motion, right? They took it away. They said you can move closer to the Olympic Village, but they will let these men who are literally out here committing crimes go to the Olympics, and they're worried about, oh, we don't want any Black Lives Matter protests to be we don't want that here in the Olympics, but we will accept a person that has sex abuse and rape allegations again. And just it's skeevy. And I see you, Olympics. I see you.
Well, that just shows that there's so much that needs to be changed with the world, unfortunately, especially when it comes to international sports. But if you mind if I interlope and give a little slightly happier point for the Olympics. Has anybody seen the Olympic Bay of the Day?
Yes.
Ooh, tell us about
it. Because I'm all things TikTok and I'm always finding new things on TikTok. So there is a TikTok account, and let me pull it up, and believe it is called Olympic Bay of the Day. Yep, it is called Olympics with an S, Bay of the Day. And for every day of the Olympics in 2021, there has been a different man who has been the Bay of the Day. So let's see who's the Bay of the Day for today. Let me turn this down. And it is Luigi Busa, who entered into karate and is well on his way to winning the hearts of Tokyo. So let's take a look. All right, anybody else looking? Just me? Okay. Yep, Luigi Busta, and I think he is from Italy. I can't tell because they're not showing his flag yet. Kumite karate. That's the other thing. I did not know there was 2 forms of karate. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
I just found out like last night. Because every time
I'm a former practitioner of Shotokan, and then we have Taekwondo. So my ex-husband actually practiced Taekwondo.
Wow.
Nice. I see, learning more about Miss KD every day.
We would teach each other the katas. So we have very similar katas, Shotokan and Taekwondo. So, but they have, each kata has like a little bit of difference depending on which style you do. So it would be interesting trying his and he trying mine. It was fun.
Oh, nice. I did karate for 6 months as a teen. I think it was Goju Ishin Ryu. I have no idea what all of that means outside of it was fun for a hot second, and then I couldn't do it no more.
There's a person, and I don't know how to say the whole thing, but there is a Black man about 5 minutes from my house that teaches Goju. Oh, and I thought he was kind of making it up because I had never heard of it. I was like, okay, he kind of came up with his own style. So you just proven to me that it really is indeed.
Yes, it exists. It exists. So if you want something a little lighthearted, I would say get on your TikTok out there in the world and find your Olympic Bay of the Day. If you are listening to us, tell us who your Olympic Bay of the Day is. If it's one of the gentlemen up there, or if you're more into the ladies and you find a lady version of it, let us know what it is. Clearly, I did not find a lady version of it yet.
Well,
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just took a look at our Olympic Bay of the Day and not my type. First off, he kind of got those Will Smith ears, they're like way.
I will give you who my Olympic Bay of the Day is. It's actually 2 of them. One of them is what's his name? Gimme. Anthony Zambrano. I believe that's how you say it. Anthony Zambrano. Yeah, him. He is on, what day is this? He was from 3 days ago. And then the other one is, who's this guy? Nope, that's definitely not him. Who's this? Oh, it is him. Yul Mador, who is doing the floor apparatus in gymnastics. And he's on Team USA. Those 2 are my Olympic bays of the day. So everybody take a look. Have fun. You're welcome.
I don't have an Olympic bay, so to speak. But do y'all remember at the last Olympics, and I do believe it was, the country started with a T, but all the men came down and they had these torches and they had their like
Tonga. The country is Tonga.
That's my Olympic bay.
He's all up there them. Too. He's
Choo-choo.
Up there.
All of them.
Just be like, loincloths off.
Look, they're too beautiful, too oiled.
They were dead wrong for oiling them dudes up and putting them out in front, though. Why you do that? I loved it, though. I did. I was like, this is objectification at its finest, and I'm here for it.
Anthony Zambrano. That's the one you said?
Yes.
I co-sign that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I co-sign that one.
Yes.
But he kind of got a strange looking head. I don't know if it's the haircut
all got, like,
what.
I think it's haircut, and I think it's also like just because athletes have very odd shaped heads. You notice that?
I had
like milk duds, like whole milk duds,
it seems like a milk
long
dud,
beans,
a long horse face, or a box. It's usually a version of that of the 3.
Yeah, they look like Roblox.
Why y'all watching their heads? I'm not looking at their head.
Which are you looking at? The other head?
Well, I mean, like I look at their handsome or beautiful faces, and then it flows to the other parts of the body.
Right.
Jenny's gesturing from her head lower.
Just from the top of the head and down. But also another thing that I always wonder, especially because we talked about a little bit about the what do we call them? The matchstick boxes that the Olympians have to sleep in, and how it's kind of hard to get it in at our last talk. But the other thing is, what do you think Olympians taste like? I mean,
Sweat.
Sweat.
well, yeah, a lot. They're probably a little salty.
That's
They
the
might
Virgo in me. That's the Virgo in me.
they might be a
Sweat.
little salty, but like I always wonder about that because sometimes where they talk about what kind of foods affect how you taste.
Yeah.
And Olympians tend to have some of the strictest diets out there. So do you think they taste good or do they taste bad?
I think it's a mix. I'm
You
gonna
think
be
so?
completely honest. I think some people, no matter how good you eat and know how well you taste your body, you're still just you probably just not gonna be that great.
Still probably tastes like a Slim Jim.
I like. But here's the thing: I like Slim Jim, so I'm not even.
Okay, maybe not Slim Jims.
Well, I mean, does it also affect when they're pre-event, when they're doing all that intense training, right, y'all?
Oh yeah,
And then
that's true.
after they compete, it's a different type of chemistry, right?
Good.
I mean, like, right? Because
Oh.
like in
that's
martial
fair.
arts, they talk about not deleting your energy when you're building up and you're training. You're actually supposed to abstain from
Yeah.
Yeah,
any
that's what
type
I
of
heard. Can't
right?
have no extracurricular activities.
Yeah, no under the covers hoo-ha personal experience stuff.
No
So
sliding into the orgy.
I would also imagine if you're training extra hard, you probably are sweating out a lot of the toxins. So if you're sweating toxins out, I mean, granted, you might be taking some good stuff in, but you probably are, expelling lots of nasty things and flavors and stuff like that. And I can actually, now that I think about it, from my experience in martial arts, yeah, it's usually some strange smells coming out of folks' pores.
Yeah, that's just true. Because I always thought like if you live in an everyday life and you just doing like this, that, and whatever, you smoking, you drinking, you eating like terrible greasy foods, and yeah, you're gonna have all kinds of smells, especially if you're nasty and you ain't washed and like God knows when. But like I'm thinking like, and maybe this is my perception, like because it apparently not this year because the Tokyo Olympics are all over the place. But like we used to hold Olympians at the highest of the high. These are the elite of our country, So I'm sitting here thinking they probably like bathe 9 times a day if they're training 16 hours out of the day and like eating all this super clean and healthy non-GMO food. They probably don't even know what gluten tastes like, something like that.
Rice. A lot of rice.
Rice, I love
Hey,
rice.
wait. So let's go back here now. I thought that irregardless of what your health hazards and your workout session is, if you eat something like pineapple, you taste good.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I think if you're eating pineapples
and like mangoes,
or mangoes, I don't know. I'm not sure if does mangoes make you taste better?
So I've heard about pineapple. I heard eating vegetarian is also very good or a lot of fruit. I don't want to say vegetarian. I want to say eating a lot of fruits and just eating very clean, alkaline food offers you a chance to detox the nasty stuff out of your body and make everything taste and smell better. Also add chlorophyll to your diet if you have not. Get chlorophyll in your diet, drink it in your water, but when you have a couple of swigs left of the water, do not drink a whole bottle full because it doesn't taste that good. But with the pineapple, I'm not gonna lie, I've never had somebody eat like 50 pineapples and say, hey, what's going on? It's never happened to me, but I would like to challenge someone out there to do it. I don't eat 50 pineapple. Just eat a few.
I was about to say I am almost tempted to accept this challenge because I love pineapple. But I
can definitely say that so I used to be vegan. I've actually followed Dr. Sebi's diet, and Dr. Sebi is not everyone likes him. You either love him or hate him. He's not with us any longer, but I used to follow his nutritional guidelines to the T. And at the time, I was dating a gentleman who kind of introduced me to it. So he was as well. We didn't eat a lot of pineapples, but we, without a doubt, ate a lot of cherries and we ate a lot of fruits. And I will say that it definitely improves taste. And I've had people tell me when I was eating more pineapples that it improved my taste. So I think it actually works. I also side note that I used to use a lot of coriander and cumin. And I used to walk into my mom's house and she would just be like, "Oh, you smell so awful." So even if you're eating like lots of vegetables, if you're putting certain things in it, it can still kind of give different flavors and tastes. For example, broccoli. If you eat a lot of broccoli, your flavors is just going to be a little weird.
Asparagus too.
And asparagus.
And garlic. I am a garlic fiend. I love garlic. I don't care what I taste like. I tell you what, I'm not going to get bit by a vampire.
Yes, we'll be safe. We'll
Yes.
be safe, Miss T.
Yes. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. See, I got somebody on my team. We are team garlic, coriander, and cumin over here.
Yes.
Anyways, Miss Katie, how do you feel about the Olympics this year?
Well, I'll be honest, I have not watched it, but I also haven't had time to watch it. And I haven't watched the Olympics in many, many years, probably since I lived at my mother's house. And that was just a few years ago. So, but this year, especially, I have not broken my neck to watch. I would typically try to find time to watch a little bit of the swimming. I would find some time to watch gymnastics. But considering everything that's going on, it just hasn't been it's not only been a priority, but it's been a point of nah for me. Wow. So yeah, anything I know about the Olympics is because of stuff I've read online at this point, because I am definitely not giving them any extra viewership. And I heard that they are at an all-time low right now for viewership. They are not hitting numbers at all. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been a whole roller coaster ride between, I guess, the points that we talked about, the ROC, them being in Tokyo and COVID is out, and the local people in Tokyo are like, we don't even want the Olympics this year. It's been a hot mess since the beginning, which is kind of sad, because I feel like sometimes like Japan is one of those like bucket list places that everybody wants to try to go to at least once. So it's like the perfect time for everybody to be out there and explore in trash fire. But anyways, so I wonder what Dr. Val thinks about the Olympics, and has she been able to see any on her trip? So in case you've been following us and you haven't seen our fearless leaders, because she is out doing her tour, talking with the people of the lifestyle. She might be in a dungeon right now. We're not sure, because France is a couple of hours ahead of us. So that's why she's not here.
Hold up. She's really in a dungeon? Because I thought that was a euphemism for having fun down low somewhere.
I mean, it is and it isn't. So think of a dungeon like this, and this is just from my couple of conversations I've had with Dr. Val about some of these things. It's like, so where you might be downstairs or in a room and they have all the different toys lined up on the wall. There might be a bed or a carpet, and there are places where you can get tied up or tied down. That's a dungeon.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna redefine it. That's not Dungeons and Dragons. That's like
not Dungeons and Dragons. But
fun,
there might be
times.
a kink community somewhere that has a dungeon for Dungeons and Dragons. We don't know. So listeners, if you're a D&D player and you have a dungeon and you are a dungeon master, send us an email. Let us know what that life is like. We're also on Patreon, and you can talk about it there too, because inquiring minds want to know, how do you play Dungeons and Dragons in a dungeon? Like, is
We're
it
gonna
like
have to start up
roll
something.
25?
Let's do it.
Hit
Let's
points
do it on our Patreon.
off with the shirt. Like, how does it work?
Do it. I don't even know how to play. Let's go.
I have questions. I don't even know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm over here posing. Don't hate me, y'all. Don't hate me, nerd community. But I will say this: Dr. Val did say she was going to try and channel in live so we can hear some of the conversations that she was having with some of the couples from the lifestyle resort that she is at. It's somewhere in the middle of France, in a very obscure place, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, I believe, where we talked about everybody is technically naked except for in the club. Does anybody remember why?
Okay, so I don't know exactly why, because I don't always know the rules, but here's what I'm going to assume. You go in the club, the music is hitting your soul just right. And let's be honest, dancing is a very sensual thing, depending on who the person is and what they're doing, because you could be doing the Cabbage Patch, and I don't find that at all sensual. But you get in there, and I think, and it also may be a slip hazard if you think about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
OSHA,
Especially
there you go.
especially if there's an orgy involved with oil. I'm never going to let that die. Okay, so it looks like it's bill paying time. So everybody hang tight. We are here on Power 1017. Check us out on Brown Sugar Confessions on all our social media handles. Sign up for Patreon if you haven't been there, because we are acting the fool. At least if these three aren't, I am, because I can. So we'll be back. Stay tuned, and we will see you in a little bit. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. We are here. It is Brown Sugar Confessions, your Fantastic Four, here on Power 1017. And we are missing our Dr. Val. She is out doing her thing in Europe. Hopefully, she is bringing us some souvenirs, some fancy souvenirs. What do you want back from France? Tracy, what do you want? What do you think she's going to bring you back?
Lace stockings.
Oh, lace stockings. Okay. Jenny C, what do you want back from Europe?
I want them hot, laced up in the back high heels that she's been posting on her social media.
Yeah, those are pretty nice. If you're not following Dr. Val, you need to follow her shoe game. She went shopping, and it's ridiculous. Miss KD, what do you think she's going to bring back?
Well, I imagine that she may bring back some pickle-shaped treats.
Oh,
maybe they'll have a CBD or something.
Yeah, this is true. But you know me, I'm the hippie, because she was like, I'm going into a fancy store. You want some stones? And I was like, heck yeah, bring me some fancy stones. I'm here for it. Oh, so we were talking about the Olympics a little bit earlier, and we talked about, our Olympic bays of the day and some of the trials and tribulations, the highs and lows of the game that we only get to see, well, the series of games that we only get to see like every 4 years, and in this case 5 years, because we are still in the year of our plague, 2021. And it made me think of something, and I thought you guys might be kind of interested in this as well. And so if you remember how Simone Biles had, some mental health situations that happened, so she decided to take a break during the competition, and everybody had something to say. Everybody was a keyboard warrior for like the past couple of days, and there was one athlete in particular who I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to take a quick break and look for it, but he was a tennis player, I believe, and he was talking about how she couldn't handle the pressure and some other things. And then next thing you know, there's a short article that came out about how he was breaking his tennis racket over and yelling at different, I want to say the different tennis people that were around the courts, because he lost or he had fouled or something like that, if I remember correctly. If members, you probably all know which athlete I'm talking about. And it was all about, he was under pressure, essentially. And that, to me, is what we like to call little pickle energy. That's the clean version of what it's called. But if you're real, you know what we would typically call it. But little pickle energy here, because we're live. And it made me wonder what other forms of little pickle energy that you might see in an individual. Miss KD, what would you define as little pickle energy?
What do I define as little pickle energy?
Can we call it dill pickle energy?
Hey, I don't know. I isn't like dill, wouldn't that be considered kosher? And I've heard good things.
Are they kosher
pickles?
Oh, I don't know. I don't eat pickles.
But
anyway, Miss KD, how do you feel about it?
Well, I think that well, one, I don't use that term a lot. I'll start there. But if we're going to talk about people who typically would be considered little pickle energy, guys that get intimidated by women, to me, that's little pickle energy. Guys that expect women to kind of not continue to work in the workforce if that's what they want to do, women who are excelling in their careers, women who are excelling in their hobbies, and men trying to steal their shine. To me, that's little pickle energy.
Okay, still in the shine. Interesting. Miss Jenny C, what's little pickle energy, dill pickle energy to you?
Well, it really does have a lot to do with an inability to know his own worth, and the fact that anyone, no matter what your size of your pickle, you can still bring your best at the moment of trying to give pleasure, I would think. I don't know. I mean, my current husband has a nice sized dill pickle, but I had a boyfriend before who was on a smaller side. And it wasn't even that he had a smaller dill pickle. It was just he had such an insecurity about him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he just wasn't quite certain of himself. And I think that really affected the intimacy between us. That for me, I would think. You just gotta know how to use it.
Right. Awesome. Miss Tracy, dill pickle energy.
Dill pickle energy to me is when men are out here saying I'm an alpha male.
That, oh my goodness, because technically if you're hardcore science person, the alpha male does not exist, and there's a whole side story to that, but we're not going to get into that. That'll be Patreon content. But so
wait, alpha pickle, it'll be alpha pickle versus
the alpha pickle.
Hashtag alpha pickle.
Listeners, if you tell us what is little dill pickle energy, and hashtag us alpha pickle. Alpha pickle. What is the alpha pickle and what is not the alpha pickle? Wait, would the alpha pickle be kosher?
Nah, I'm gonna say absolutely not.
Nah.
But
I mean, isn't kosher good?
I don't like kosher pickles. Maybe that's just me. I'm from Texas. I like sour.
I don't even know the difference between the two. I just know if it's kosher, it's supposed to be better than everything. It's like kind of up there with halal.
I mean, I guess if it's kosher, it's just legal, right? It's like we would have said halal. It's good. It's acceptable. Yeah.
Acceptable pickles versus not acceptable.
Let me say something though. One of the reasons why I don't like using terms like that is I actually dated a gentleman one time that had a micro pickle.
Oh.
And he was one of the nicest people I knew. He was not like always trying to push himself around. Like he really had a very strong presence. You would have never known by his personality that he had a micro pickle. And because he had a micro pickle, not only did he have a micro pickle, but he had a micro pickle and was impotent. However, he then learned and mastered the art of the tongue. And you kind of forget things sometimes when you make kind of masters in that particular area. So I feel it's really interesting how especially dealing with this new age of feminism and everything, that so many people are still relating personalities to sexual performance. And it's like, we're so much more than our sexual performance, right? So yeah, that's kind
in
of
most cases.
struggle. In most cases. Well, I guess it depends on your taste. But some people who I know, guys who are known to be, have large pickles and long pickles and all sorts of stuff, and a lot of times they're jerks, and it's like, that's not big energy to me.
But to me, that's little pickle energy. So you can actually have a little pickle and have big pickle energy. Does that make sense? So in the way of the individual that you described, even if he has a little pickle, I would definitely say he has big pickle energy, or kosher pickle energy, or halal pickle energy. I don't know what he was, but he has that kind of pickle energy. But everybody you show kind of like that insecurity, you show like you're intimidated by people who might be doing better than you, you're jealous of people whether they're male or female, that is little dill pickle energy. And honestly, I feel like women can have dill pickle energy, but it might be called something else. Listeners, what's your favorite term for a woman or a person who identifies as a woman when they have little dill pickle energy? I'll let that be to your imaginations. But how would you feel about that, Miss Tracy?
We're talking about the women, right?
Yes.
So for me, when I think of the opposite of little pickle energy, what comes to mind is women who don't know how to be a friend to another woman and be
Ooh,
supportive.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna give you a little example. There is this tweet that's going around and it's super long, and it's like, how did you know that your woman, female identifying friend was not really your friend? And I answered the question, and how I knew she wasn't my friend is one time a nice looking guy hit on me and she started crying, and I escorted her to the bathroom, and I'm like, why are you crying? What's wrong? You know why she was crying? She goes, I don't know what guys see in you and why they won't talk to me.
Oh, that's definitely little pickle energy.
And when
Yes.
you guys, and I'm going to be completely honest, when us as women, we're told to like get along, try to get along with everybody. We're not doing that in 2021 anymore. When someone shows you that they can't be happy, that someone outside of them is pouring into you and they find jealousy in that and want to stop it, leave that alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone, because there's the only thing that's ever going to make them happy is you being miserable. So to me, that is little pickle energy in a woman or a person that identifies as woman. Just pay attention to the red flags. Again, like, that's just me though. That's how I know that it is what it is. Like, but have you guys seen the tweet that's been going around?
I have not. I don't really follow Twitter like that. I got a Twitter account and I should be following it, but I don't follow Twitter that often.
Well, I'll link it in one of the posts that we do on our Brown Sugar Facebook page, and you can go there and read just how some women have gone through these instances of where you thought you were friends with someone and they weren't. They were jealous of you. And for me, that is ultimate little pickle energy. Ultimate.
Oh yeah. Jenny C, little pickle energy in a woman.
Yeah, those people actually should be called little cucumbers, not even worth pickles that haven't
Oh.
even like, right? They just little cucumber slices.
Little cucumber
Cucumber
slices.
No, I
energy.
like cucumbers though. That sounds tasty.
That sounds like
Yeah.
I love like little Persian cucumbers are so adorable.
No. Just like a slice. You know those seedy, really seedy cucumbers that have no meat to them, but they're just full of seeds. And then your waist have a cucumber skin. Those should be they should be termed, seed full of cucumber. I don't know what it is. I don't know what anyway, cucumber, but not really a cucumber. I'm finding in 2021, like Teresa was saying, a lot of people that I thought were my friends. Look, kitty cat in the
Shadow cat
frame. Little fluffy fluff. Oh, okay. I got the little hair decoration as a cattail. The ones that I thought were my friends, where is it just one way? Very similar to your story, boo. And they show their true colors, very similar to many quotes, right? Believe someone when they show you their true colors. Not the later on when they sober it up or realize they might lose me as a possible asset to their lives. I've noticed that 2021 has been showing me people their true colors, and those are the people. So let's be specific, Jenny, instead of just talking randomly. There are certain artists that, because I produce a lot of events, and I always thought they were my friends, and I noticed as I gone back over, right, our texts, it's always been me checking on them, rarely them checking on me. And then certain weird comments, if I get attention on social media, they'll insert not to compliment me, but also just to be part of the conversation. And some people are like, well, Jenny, you're reading too much into it. And at the same time, if my intuition, my little hairs in the back of my head are going, that feels weird. Pay attention to those thoughts and those feelings, people. Because collectively, we are, as a group, becoming more aware of who is there for us and who isn't. Pay attention to those signs. Pay attention to those signs and take note of it. So I'm like, okay, so because I've been learning about boundary setting, boundaries. But then I forgot to look who was inside my boundaries that I set. And I went, oh, wait a minute. You actually don't belong inside my boundary. You belong on the outside of my boundaries.
Yeah.
So, right. So those little cucumber slices have to be moved out.
Understood. Miss KD, cucumber slices. What's up?
Well, I don't know. I'm still thinking of. I like cucumber slices a lot. I now have a taste for cucumber, and I'm thinking about putting cucumber slices on my eyes for bed. Like that sounds really, really useful. So I'm not getting down with the term, but yeah, no. For me, I kind of agree with Tracy on this one. Not being able to appreciate other women is probably the ultimate cucumber slice energy. I say the word cucumber and I think about cucumber water, infused water. It's like I get all these
CD slices.
I'm
thinking about it as food.
From the word cucumber. I didn't realize I liked cucumber so much.
Right,
cucumbers are great.
CD slices.
CD slices.
Full of slices. Call them CD slices. Go for it,
slices. That sounds tasty too. I don't know. Maybe I'm hungry, y'all.
You might be hungry. It's kind of late.
Yeah, so like I said, I definitely agree with Tracy. Not being able to celebrate other women and finding yourself competing all the time when it's not necessary. Because if you're confident in yourself, you don't feel the need to be like, well, how come she's getting this and how come they're getting attention and trying to hop in front. Like someone gets a compliment or a guy is giving a person attention. You're like, hi, how about me? So yeah, that's definitely what I would consider to be, what is it?
CD slices.
CD slices.
CD slices.
CD slicey. Oh Lord, I can't even say it. CD slices energy. Yeah, there we go. What about you, Miss T?
Oh man, CD slices, dill pickle, alpha pickle. Blah, 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 blah. But I agree with the not supporting each other. I also agree with jealousy. And the biggest thing is jealousy, especially if you see somebody and you're automatically territorial of whatever you have because you just know in the deepest of your heart that they're going to take it from you when that person may not have any clue what you're talking about or want anything to do with whatever it is you're doing. Short story from my childhood when I was a kid / teen, tween, something like that. I don't know. I was like somewhere between 14 and 16. But anyways, I had a childhood friend and there was a guy in her neighborhood that I was starting to have a crush on. And then, like, you know, we would talk on and off, whatever. He would come over to her house when I was over there. We would talk this, that, and other. Next thing you know, old girl got pregnant by him. And then on top of that, when we were kids, because our mothers were good friends, she used to say, anytime if you ever got married, I would come down your aisle and sing, I could, to your husband, I could love you better than you could, better than she can. And that used to be so hurtful for a kid. And like me being naive, I don't really know what that, like, I didn't really understand it until I got older. I was just like, how could you be so mean? But when I realized it, especially towards coming into adulthood, I was like, dang, was I really that threatening to her? Or well, like, or did she really feel that intimidated by me when I'm just trying to like be friends and hang out and happy joy. But little things like that, and you see it in the workplace, you see it in your circle sometimes. If you're not, especially if you're paying attention, somebody might be feeling a certain way about you and you never know, or you don't see the signs. But the biggest thing is if your circle and in your workplace isn't supporting of you, whether they're male or female, that's dill pickle CD slice energy to me. If automatically everyone is hostile, that's not an environment you need to be in, dill pickle, seedy slices. If, you know, this person's just being stank for no reason, dill pickles and seedy slices. Dill pickles and seedy slices. Dill pickles, I can't even say that fast. Anyways, but yes, so that is dill pickles and seedy slices. Anybody, listeners, if you're listening in and you have a dill pickle or seedy slice story, please, 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 please let us know.
Oh my gosh, did you all see the picture from Lollapalooza that happened this past weekend?
Wait, what?
Yes. Oh, yo. So,
Yeah.
and this is why we will never get out of this ever.
Wait, what happened?
So it's a really big multi-artist music festival.
Kind of like
And
Coachella?
yeah.
Okay.
And they said the protocol was that you had to prove that you had the vaccine and you had to wear your mask. And when we'll put a picture somewhere on the Brown Sugar page and you can see for yourself some video, it looked like a sea of COVID.
Oh,
It was
Honestly,
yeah.
it was so scary to see that many people packed together. And I just have to say, I wonder how the people in the city that it was held in, I'm sure they feel great because they had incoming revenue, hotels were packed, but also were they scared with all this flux of potential cases coming in,
oh,
overwhelming the ER? And are the people
Mm.
that are going home, are they testing themselves to make sure, you know, are they doing the test to make sure that they're okay? It's just weird. For me, it's really weird to see that. I understand everybody wants to go back out in the open, and hey, yo, I'm here for it. But at the same time, like, can we please be safe? Because I really don't want to be grounded again.
I feel you on that.
Oh, it's
okay.
too late, boo-boos. It's too late.
Like-
The numbers are going back up.
Yeah, and tests aren't free anymore. At least not
They're
easily
not?
free. No, not really.
Dang.
So now, if they come down with the sniffles, they're gonna make decisions. Oh, should I go pay, $150 for a test, or just see if I can ride this out? And meanwhile, they could have gone to the restaurant and gone here and gone there. This is not going to go well. I already could see it coming because people are not taking it seriously.
Man, it sucks because I just bought my ticket for one music fest. That was supposed to happen next month.
I mean, if you go, be smart. If you go, be smart. Wear a mask with a filter on it.
Yeah.
Filter. Double mask.
You know,
Double
people
mask, Miss T.
Oh man, I will do double filter. I can't do double mask.
Yeah.
They have those face cages now too.
Yeah, get the face cages. I have very full lips and a very broad nose. So I have to get the face cage so that it covers my entire mouth and nose without sticking to my lips.
Right.
But yeah, just be really, really safe and go have your fun. It's not going away.
No.
So we're going to have to constantly, we're going to be uncomfortable because we have to adjust to this as the COVID adjusts and changes. I want to know how everybody is feeling with COVID dating and like all of that stuff. I feel weird.
Dating? What is dating?
Okay, so here's
this thing you call dating.
Wait, I got a question for y'all regarding that dating thing. So right now, I'm not dating, but we have like outside clothes and inside clothes, so we don't cross-contaminate inside the house with the outside of the house. Miss T, you're gonna need those for your concert, like your concert clothes, and then you strip down to your underwear. And
listen, I'm just gonna
the laundry.
As soon as I walk in the house, I'm just taking everything off. I live by myself.
Everything
it's
off.
Okay.
Yeah, you may want to cover your hair too, so that you don't have to wash it when you get home. Think about that.
Yeah,
and
that's
also
true.
The other thing is, if you're dating, would you have like your dating outfit and then
dating outfit?
How do
what
you
is this
date?
thing called dating? You guys,
like when you're dating,
who dates around here? Is that still a thing?
I date, and I wear matching masks to with my outfits.
Oh. See. I don't got that kind of creativity. I'd be like, you know what? This mask looks clean. Let's take it.
Yeah,
I got like my clean mask in one spot, my dirty mask in another spot. Actually, my dirty mask are in my clothes bin. But like, it's like, okay, clean mask, check. All right, let's go.
So this is going to be weird. Can we also talk about like dating? But can we also talk about the reopening? Is anybody else as uncomfortable as I am with the amount of people standing so close to you now?
Man,
Very.
I've been uncomfortable with
Amen.
the way people just like to be up under you. Is that like a what they call it, an anxiety thing? Like, oh my God, it's so much space. I need to get close to the person next to me. Get away from me. I don't know you. I don't like you.
Yeah, same. Let me tell you first, that Lollapalooza photo was enough to give me severe anxiety. Because all I could think about is what if some of them are from Delaware? What if some of them are near me and now they're sitting here talking to me in my face? But additionally, yeah, I'm extremely concerned. I'm not a huge people person anyway. Some people really think I am, but I'm actually not. And I really was one of the people that kind of did very well in the pandemic. I have no problems with hermiting. So I feel very uncomfortable. Like at my job, I actually have a plexiglass around me, but people will still try because they're so desperate for human connection that they'll like try to go around my plexiglass just to talk to me. And I'm sitting here like with
Is that
throwing
gas
my
station
second
plexiglass?
mask. Say again?
Yes.
That gas station plexiglass?
Sort of. It's sort of like
even
that,
if they
yeah.
try to like shoot through the plexiglass, it's not coming down.
Oh no, that thing will come down. I could like literally push the plexiglass off my table.
You should
Now,
just push it
Katie,
on them.
we gotta get you one of those like disinfectant spray so they come around.
Right.
Yes.
Back
Just
off.
push
Back
the plexiglass
away.
on them. Be like 6 feet. Boom.
Yeah, people are no longer interested in 6 feet. People ask me all the time, why am I still wearing my mask? Because I want to.
Because your breath stink.
That part.
Listen, you guys. I had a little reel go viral on my Instagram, Jenny C. Cohen, where I was just showing them how funny it was because my ears weren't strong enough to hold the loop. And I literally filmed it falling off my ear. And I kept getting comments, "You're wearing 3 masks?" I'm like, "You bet your boo boo I'm wearing 3 masks."
Right.
Because I was at the airport. I was like, "No, we're going to have a mask. If I could fit a face shield on me, I would do that."
Yeah, it's really fascinating that people get so offended by you wearing a mask on your face. But I don't know if everyone here knows, but I used to be a practicing Muslim and I used to cover my face. And I will tell you, I've had some scary experiences because people would get offended that I wanted to wear my face covered. And most of the times I wore it because I just felt more comfortable. In Philadelphia, guys are in your face all day. You could be married, you could be gay, it doesn't matter. They are in your face. Like, hey, shorty, how you doing? So I used to cover my face just to keep the men out of my face because I just didn't want to talk to them. I was married and I didn't want the attention. So it was just kind of a way. And again, I'm a little bit of an introvert. So I have no problem with just kind of like sitting there in a corner, being quiet, minding my business, listening to some music, singing to myself, I don't know, talking to myself. I do weird things. And I would go places, especially once you left out of the city into more of the suburban areas, and people would say, "We don't wear those around here." And they would get really upset. I used to go to the range. And one time I went to the range and I didn't even have my face covered. I just had my hair covered and people got really, really upset. And they actually told me I had to take it off or I wouldn't be able to go to the range. So it's really fascinating how angry and upset people get that you want to have enough personal space to kind of keep your face sort of hidden or parts of your body hidden. Not that you're trying to force it on them, but just the energy that they give you just for covering your face. It also shows
the level of entitlement.
Yes.
That people have. One, the level of entitlement, and two, the sheer audacity to be worried about what someone else is doing. So long as they are not, breaking into your house and slapping you upside the head, then what's the problem? What is the actual problem? You are the actual problem. That person, not you, Miss Katie, but you know what I mean. You're a great person. I like you.
Oh my gosh. So another thing I know we talked about like just the soft opening, but I want to talk about also like, is everybody still washing their hands? I hope so.
I am washing the hands, all
Oh,
the
I
don't
was
get
ethanol,
always washing my
ethanol,
hands.
scented, what you call it, sanitizer.
Look, we're talking about washing. Let's talk about people who don't wash their legs or only take a shower once every few days. There was, who was it?
Oh, I saw
Ashton
that.
Teaser.
Cooker and
Ashton Kutcher.
Million.
Yeah,
I'm
And
we
then they
know.
don't even bathe the kids.
honestly, I'm hoping that was a misprint. Like somebody just hated them. That the person that wrote the article hated them, and they just took bits and pieces of it to make an article. I really hope they didn't actually mean what was said.
I think they did.
I think I took extra baths on their behalf because absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll never look at either one of them the same because we don't do that. We don't do that. We take baths around here.
Who's
Right.
the dude who was in the little teenagers movie that was about vampires? They had a problem with him on some other of his movie sets because he stank so bad because he did not shower. I can't remember his name, but everybody was, well, I don't want to say everybody, but all like little young kids read the book.
Was it the
Twilight
vampires?
Zone. No, Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah.
I'm getting
Oh,
there.
that dude. He looked like he's dirty.
Yeah.
He did.
He had
He looked
a
very
real problem.
greasy.
They had to like say like people were saying I'm not doing this scene with him because he smells so bad. People on set were saying that. Like, what is that?
So I have a question.
What's up?
Who's being fallacious with this guy?
FKA Twigs or whatever her name is.
What?
At the time, I do believe at the time they were dating and almost, I believe they were engaged, never got married, but they were engaged. So I think it's just really weird. Like, I know people, there's also this thing where people are like, last year I didn't get any colds. I wonder why that was. I wonder why, mask face.
Probably because you're in the house minding your business.
It should be so self-explanatory. Like, do we even need to say this out loud? Like, I thought everyone understood. If you're not out, if you're washing your hands when you are going out, and if you're covering your face and not letting people it's my allergies.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to get sick because you got to get germs. Like, people don't think you actually, like when our parents used to tell us, I don't know if your parents used to tell you this, don't go outside when it's wet, you'll catch a cold. That's not how you catch a cold. You catch a cold when you run into someone's cold virus. So, if you're not actually interacting with other people's nasty germs, then you're going to have a less likeliness of catching a virus. And I honestly believe from the depths of my soul that there's two major places where people spread their germs the most. One of them is schools. Let's be honest. Yes. The second one in daycares and anything involving them little germ creatures we call children.
Yes.
But they spread germs. The second place is cubicle farms. Any office building that has a large amount of cubicle farms. Yeah, I think they are just a place where we would have super spreading options. So the fact that they're trying to reopen all these office buildings and get everyone having office parties and sharing pizzas, no, thank you.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm just like, ugh. I actually enjoyed being in the house. Drank a little more than I needed to, but it is what it is.
I did a lot of shadow work and a lot of healing.
Honestly, I probably should have did that, but I'm still trying to learn the whole shadow work thing. Maybe for the next quarantine.
Yeah. Well, that one will. What I'm thinking is by the time flu season gets here, and it normally kicks off, it's gonna be way more. I just hope everybody out there is being as safe as they possibly can. We're not advocating you get the vaccination. We're not saying any of that. We're just saying, please be safe because people are really ignorant. And I don't want to lose anyone because of someone else's mistake. So I'm just asking that you take care of yourself. And with that, we gotta go. Unfortunately, sad face.
Thank you for listening. Catch us next week, 11 p.m. here on Power 1017 or on Thursday at YouTube. Miss KD, Miss Tracy, Miss Jenny C, Dr. Val, wherever you are in Europe, please come back. We miss you. Don't forget to bring us gifts and snacks. Everybody else, take care, and we will see you next time. Bye.